So what are the electrophiles in halogenation, nitration, sulfonation, Friedel-Crafts alkylation, Friedel-Crafts acylation of benzene? Tell me first one, halogenation. Electrophile is X plus, right? It is called halonium ion. So what is electrophile in nitration? NO2 plus or NO2? NO2 plus. Sulfonation, SO3. SO3 plus or minus? Neutral SO3. Next, what is electrophile in Friedel-Crafts alkylation? Carbocation, R plus carbocation. So if carbocation formed as intermediate, it may undergo rearrangement. Next, so what is the electrophile in Friedel-Crafts acylation? So R C double bond O plus. Okay, so till here completed. Next is continuation. Reactivity of benzene towards electrophilic substitution reaction. Over R, effect of electron releasing group and electron withdrawing group on reactivity of electrophilic substitution reaction. So what is the reactivity of electron releasing group and electron withdrawing group on reactivity of where? Electrophilic substitution reaction. Come on, tell me. In electrophilic substitution reaction, we have studied that benzene is a electron rich, it is act as a nucleophile. Then here electrophile gets substituted on one of the carbon of benzene ring. So therefore this is a internal electrophile, it is electrophile. This electrophile replaced by internal electrophile, that is H plus, so that electrophile gets substituted on benzene ring. Now question is, in this electrophilic substitution reaction, electrophile attack the benzene ring. So electrophile attack the benzene ring, this benzene ring must be what? Nucleophile. So that where the electrophile can attack, or what is the criteria to attack the electrophile? Electrophile can attack the benzene ring or benzene ring carbon where electron density is more, because it is, of course, here all carbon atoms are same. If any one carbon having more electron density, this electrophile should attack only on that carbon where electron density is more. Now tell me, what is the order of reactivity, or what is the reactivity of electrophilic substitution when there is electron releasing and electron withdrawing? So here reactivity is directly proportional to electron releasing group, inversely proportional to electron withdrawing group. Tell me, why the reactivity directly proportional to electron releasing group? Here electrophile should be attacked where electron density is more, right? That's what this benzene ring containing, if the benzene ring containing electron withdrawing group, its reactivity increases, electron releasing group. So if benzene ring containing electron releasing group, its reactivity increases. If the benzene ring containing electron withdrawing group, its reactivity decreases. So can you tell me, what are the electron releasing groups? Like plus I group, comma, plus M group, comma, hyperconjugation. So these three are the electron releasing group. So electron releasing group always increases the reactivity of electrophilic substitution reaction. Similarly, electron withdrawing group. So what are the electron withdrawing group? Minus I group is always electron withdrawing group, and minus M group also always electron withdrawing group. So therefore, now tell me, electron releasing groups, electron releasing group increases the electron density. See, electron releasing group increases the electron density, particularly ortho and para position. Yes or no? Electron releasing group always increases the electron density, which position? Ortho and para position. Similarly, electron withdrawing group decreases the electron density where? Ortho and para only. Yes or no? Therefore, electron releasing group increases the electron density at which position? Ortho and para position. Therefore, electrophile preferentially attack at which position? Ortho and para position, but not meta position. So therefore, the statement is electron releasing group increases the electron density at ortho and para positions. Therefore, electrophile preferentially attack which position? On ortho para positions. So therefore, electron releasing group increases the electron density at ortho and para position. Therefore, electrophile preferentially attack at ortho and para position. Similarly, what about electron withdrawing group? So electron withdrawing group, electron withdrawing group withdraw electron? No. So electron withdrawing group, they withdraw electron. Therefore, they withdraw electron which positions? Ortho and para only. The effect will be always ortho and para. Nodi, electron releasing group idre, electron density increases ortho and para. If their electron withdrawing group, electron density decreases at ortho and para. Therefore, electron withdrawing group decreases the electron density at ortho and para positions. Okay, so electron withdrawing group decreases the electron density at ortho and para position. Therefore, electrophile preferentially attack which position? Not ortho and para, it should be meta position, because ortho para positions are having electron density less comparatively meta. So therefore, electrophile preferentially attack at meta position. So therefore, electrophile preferentially attack at meta position. Okay, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ, our next topic is depends on this only. For example, let us take benzene ring, it is containing electron releasing group. Aishwarya, so benzene ring containing electron releasing group and there is a electrophile E plus. Tell me. Now with respect to electron releasing group, this is a ortho, it is ortho, these two are meta position, it is para position. Yes or no? Now tell me, this electron releasing group releases electron to benzene ring. Okay, electrons are releasing towards benzene ring, then benzene ring become more electron rich, it become electron rich, but particularly this electron releasing group increases the electron density which position? Ortho and para position is more comparatively meta position. This we will study later. So ortho and para position electron density increases more. Therefore, ortho become negative, this ortho become negative, para become negative. Okay, therefore our electrophile should attack which position? Obviously ortho and para. It may attack ortho position, it also attack on para position. Therefore, what is the product? Product is, it is electron releasing group ortho position electrophile substituted, and another product is para position electrophile get substituted if there is electron releasing group. Yes or no? Now can you tell me what are the electron releasing group? Plus I, plus M, hyperconjugation. I'll write some example. For example, benzene ring containing methyl group plus, let us take it is a chlorine in presence of AlCl3, that is Lewis acid. Come on, tell me, I want product AlCl3. So therefore remember, chlorine plus AlCl3, this is a electrophilic substitution reagent. Halogen plus AlCl3, Lewis acid. This now chlorine, where chlorine should be substituted? Chlorine should substituted at ortho and para position. Why not meta position? Why not meta position? So here you need to remember that methyl group is a 1. It is a plus I group as well as hyperconjugation group. So due to plus I hyperconjugation, electron density increases. So methyl group releases electron. When methyl group releases electron, electron density increases ortho position and para position. Now here Cl2, this Cl2 produce which electrophile? Cl plus, we have studied last class. Therefore Cl plus should be attack which position? Ortho and para. It never on meta. So therefore these two are the product. Then among these two product, one is a major, another one is minor. Which is a major product? So para usually major product, this is a minor product. Why it is major? So when electrophile attack para position, it experience less steric hindrance. So here when this chlorine, no, Cl plus comes here, there is a steric hindrance between methyl group and chlorine. Means steric repulsion will be there. Due to steric repulsion, chlorine cannot attack so effectively at ortho position compared to para position. At para position, there is a large difference between methyl group, this methyl group, their chlorine group, they are opposite. Therefore, there is almost nil steric hindrance. Therefore, this is always major. Okay. Similarly, if there is a electron releasing group, let us take OH group. Okay. OH group, or even you can take a methoxy group. Tell me. And even you can take amine group also. For example, it is methyl chloride, Lewis acid. You just write the product. Aniline, this is also electron releasing group. If there is a methyl chloride, just tell me the product. So you need to remember, you need to understand this OH group is what? Whether it is electron releasing or electron withdrawing. So releasing, it has actually two effects. Which two effects? One is a plus M, second one is minus I, because oxygen, no. Oxygen is more electronegative compared to carbon. So wherever more electronegative element present on carbon, obviously it shows minus I. Therefore plus M, minus I. Which dominate? Plus M dominates minus I. Therefore electron releasing. So here also, it also has two effects, plus M, minus I. Therefore plus M dominate minus I, therefore it is electron releasing. So therefore in presence of electron releasing group, where the CH3 plus should be substituted? Ortho and para. So one product is orthomethyl phenol plus, tell me, paramethyl phenol. Next, here also same, right? Here also orthomethyl, one more product is paramethyl. Therefore will get the two product. Among two product, which is major? Usually para is major unless there is a hydrogen bonding, unless there is a like special kind of bonding. Now there it is also amine. Which group it is? Minus I group as well as plus M. Which is dominate? Plus M. Therefore that is electron releasing group, right? Therefore electron releasing group increases electron density at ortho and para position, and electrophile preferentially attack at ortho and para position. So these are the examples. Next, if you take electron withdrawing group, tell me. Electron withdrawing group. So what about electron withdrawing group? Electron withdrawing group decreases the electron density which position? Again ortho and para position only. Electron withdrawing group decreases the electron density at ortho and para position. Therefore, compared to ortho and para position, meta position has more electron density. That's what electrophile preferentially attack at. Yes. So therefore, let us see example. It is benzene ring having electron withdrawing group. Now let us take electrophile. Akshita, now tell me, electrophile should attack which position? Meta position. Why? Electron withdrawing group ideyala. Electron withdrawing group withdraw the electron from which position? Ortho positive barutte. Ortho positive barutte. Para also gets positive. Because electron withdrawing group withdraw electron from ortho and para. It never withdraw from meta. Right? Therefore, our electrophile should attack which position? Meta position, because ortho para having less electron density. Of course, here meta do not have negative. Meta position do not have more electron density, but at the same time it do not have less electron density. That's what comparatively meta position is better as compared to ortho positions. That's what electrophile preferentially attack at meta position, then the product is meta substituted product is the major product. Okay, then tell me now what are the electron withdrawing group. So already written minus I minus M. So minus I minus M, example, let us take aldehyde. So aldehyde group is present on benzene ring. It is reacts with HNO2, HNO3. Okay, tell me, HNO3 is a nitration. In nitration, what is electrophile? You must remember NO2 plus. Now tell me, now NO2 plus should attack which position? Preferentially meta. Either this meta, both are equal. So on meta position, NO2 get substituted. Where aldehyde group electron withdrawing group, this is minus M group. Minus, yes or no? Minus M as well as minus I also. If there is a keto group, if there is a carboxylic group, nitro group, cyano group, etc. NO2. Tell me, Friedel-Crafts alkylation or halogenation. Here you can take sulfuric acid, sulfonation. Tell me, where the electrophile gets substituted in all these cases? Lewis acid, it should be Lewis acid. It is 60 degrees. In all the cases, electrophile preferentially attack at meta position, right? Here X plus, right? X plus on meta position. Here SO3H actually comes. Electrophile is SO3, but final product is what? SO3H. Right? It is about electrophilic substitution reaction. Any doubt till here? Any doubt idea? Okay. Next is okay, write one question, right? Which of the following is more reactive towards electrophilic substitution reaction? Which of the following is more reactive towards substitution reaction? 1 benzene, 2 nitrobenzene, 3 benzaldehyde, 4 phenol. Why phenol is more reactive? Electron releasing group. Okay, so therefore electron releasing group always makes benzene is more reactive towards electrophilic substitution reaction. Next is nucleophilic. Nucleophilic substitution reaction. Nucleophilic substitution reaction. Right. So what are, switch off the fan. Slow ಮಾಡಿ. So what is nucleophilic substitution reaction and types of nucleophilic substitution reactions we have in our syllabus? Tell me. So what is nucleophilic substitution reaction? The substitution reaction in which a stronger nucleophile displaces the or replaces the weaker nucleophile, isn't it? One nucleophile should be replaced by another nucleophile, or the substitution reaction which is initiated by substitution of nucleophile, right? Or if nucleophile is substituted first, it is also nucleophilic substitution reaction. Therefore, in nucleophilic substitution reaction, usually a stronger nucleophile replaces the weaker nucleophile, not weaker nucleophile, strong. So usually stronger nucleophile should replace the weaker nucleophile. Therefore, for example, you can take like this, Rx plus Nu minus. Okay, in Rx Nu minus, this X is a negative, no? Actual negative. This is what you can take, it is a leaving group. This is leaving group. It is also called internal nucleophile. Okay, now this is external nucleophile, and of course it must be a strong, it must be a weak. Therefore, now tell me, in this reaction, strong nucleophile Nu minus displaces the weak nucleophile X minus, so that what it forms, RNU plus X minus. So this kind of reaction is called nucleophilic substitution reaction. Therefore, the substitution reaction in which a stronger nucleophile replaces the weaker nucleophile, right? The substitution reaction in which stronger nucleophile replaces the weaker nucleophile is called nucleophilic substitution reaction. Next point. So it is the property of which organic compounds? It is the property of only haloalkanes. We study SN1 and SN2. Therefore, it is the property of haloalkanes, or haloalkanes undergoes nucleophilic substitution reactions. Then, so nucleophilic substitution reactions further classified into two types. Types 1, SN1. What is SN1? Unimolecular. This one means unimolecular. N is a nucleophilic substitution reaction. So unimolecular nucleophilic substitution reaction. 2 is SN2. What is SN2? 2 is a bimolecular, means molecularity is 2. What is molecularity? We have studied kinetics, chemical kinetics, right? So bimolecular, again it is nucleophilic substitution reaction. Therefore, nucleophilic substitution reactions are usually classified into two types. There is another type we study later, SN1, SN2. SN1 is a unimolecular, SN2 is a bimolecular. Okay, then we will see the mechanism. See, SN1, SN2 mechanism I will complete here only. In haloalkane nothing is there except reactions. Okay, in haloalkane, haloarine, what actual cell base is? Preparation, properties of haloalkane, haloarine. Other than that, we have stereochemistry, that is completed. Other than that, mechanisms, SN1, SN2, E1, E2, elimination. That elimination also we will study here only. Right, all the concepts of second PUC we are studying directly, indirectly in reaction mechanism itself. Fine. So therefore, it is SN1, SN2. Let's see first one, SN1 reaction. SN1 reaction. See here, SN1, SN2 is the property of actually haloalkane. Other than haloalkane, even alcohol ethers can also undergo, that we study later, special cases. Now let us apply for only haloalkane. For example, let us take RX. It is reacts with nucleophile Nu minus. And tell me, in this reaction, this nucleophile should be strong or weak? It must be strong, right? This nucleophile replace X minus, so that R Nu will be formed, X minus will be formed. But when this reaction is called SN1, this reaction is called SN1 when the rate of the reaction depends on only Rx. If the rate of this chemical reaction depends on only substrate, substrate is nothing but Rx, alkyl halide, but not nucleophile, then it is called what? SN1 reaction. Then how do you define SN1 reaction? The substitution reaction in which a rate of chemical reaction, the substitution reaction in which rate of chemical reaction is directly proportional to only what? Only concentration of, molar concentration of substrate or alkyl halide is called unimolecular nucleophilic substitution reaction. So that means the substitution reaction in which rate of chemical reaction depends on only concentration of substrate. The substitution reaction in which a rate of chemical reaction depends on only the concentration of substrate Rx is called SN1 reaction or unimolecular nucleophilic substitution reaction. Therefore, rate is directly proportional to Rx, then rate is equals to K into Rx. It is a rate equation. Now tell me, since it is a rate equation, what is the order and molecularity? Order equal to 1, molecularity also 1. Therefore, for SN1 reaction, order 1, molecularity also 1. Since molecularity is 1, it is called unimolecular. Unimolecular nucleophilic substitution reaction. Molecularity is 1. Okay, next is mechanism. Mechanism. Now before mechanism, let me take example, then mechanism. Example, let us take alkyl halide RX. It is reacts with or else you can take direct example, hydrolysis of tertiary butyl bromide. Hydrolysis of tertiary butyl bromide. Tertiary butyl bromide undergo hydrolysis. Hydrolysis, it is, water will be there. Tell me. So we know that water produces H plus OH minus. Now here in H plus and OH minus, which is nucleophile? OH minus. So OH minus stronger nucleophile. This stronger nucleophile displays Br minus. Br minus H plus HBr. Then the product is what? CS3. This will be same. Will get alcohol, which is called tertiary butyl alcohol plus HBr. Okay. Then what is the mechanism? So this reaction takes place 2 steps. This reaction takes place in 2 steps. Step 1, formation of carbocation. Important. See, wherever formation of carbocation comes, that reaction has importance because there is a rearrangement. First is formation of carbocation. Now tell me how the carbocation will be formed. Let us take tertiary butyl bromide. Tertiary butyl bromide. See, this tertiary butyl bromide undergo heterolytic cleavage. It undergo heterolytic cleavage in presence of polar protic solvent. It should be polar and protic. So what are the polar protic solvent? Like water or even alcohol, carboxylic acids. These are the polar protic solvent. Therefore, tertiary butyl bromide undergo heterolytic cleavage in presence of polar and protic solvent. Okay, it undergo heterolytic cleavage, it gives carbocation. Which carbocation it forms? Tertiary butyl carbocation. Right? So this is a tertiary butyl carbocation, and the formation of carbocation is a actually slow step and it is a rate determining step, of course, and reversible step also it is. Now tell me here, important is about carbocation. So this tertiary butyl carbocation undergo sp2 hybridization, yes or no? Why? All carbocations are sp2. Carbanion sp2 or sp3 possible, but carbocation it is sp2. So this carbocation undergo sp2 hybridization. Next, what is the geometry? sp2, it is a trigonal planar. So the geometry is trigonal planar. Now what is the meaning of trigonal planar? See, the meaning of trigonal planar is, it is a molecule. In this molecule all the carbon atoms touches to the plane, one plane. If I place this molecule on board, methyl carbon, all the carbon atoms touches to the board. It's a planar molecule. That is the meaning of planarity. Right? Now this is the step 1, formation of carbocation. Next is second step, attack of nucleophile. Okay, so here first step, carbocation formed. This carbocation may undergo rearrangement, that is property of carbocation, but it is a reaction intermediate. No, since it is a reaction intermediate, all the reaction intermediates are unstable. Therefore, this carbocation immediately reacts with what? Nucleophile. Now let us take carbocation, the same carbocation, trigonal planar. Now here, which is reacts with external nucleophile, that is Nu, OH minus, we got in first step. Here, no, here, OH minus. Okay. Now tell me here. Now here important point is this OH minus attack the carbocation. It attacked the carbocation from which side? It's a planar molecule. No. Since it is a plane molecule, if I place like this, how this is? It will be like this, no? It will be like this. Exactly. If I place like this, it will be like this. I'll keep like this. Now our OH is somewhere here. Now tell me, this OH should attack either from this side. It also attack this side. The same probability. Because it is a planar molecule. Since it is a planar molecule, OH minus nucleophile attack from the same side of the nucleophile. It means from this side or opposite side of the leaving group also. So therefore, then our OH comes same side of the Br, even opposite side of the Br also. There is the same probability. It means we will get 50% one compound, 50% opposite compound. That is called racemic mixture. So therefore, now tell me, this is a first step. Then what is the product? So product is, you can write one product is OH group comes same side of the Br, right side Br. Another product is OH group comes opposite side of the Br. But in fact, these two compounds are same. Why? These two compounds are same because this is not a chiral carbon. If this carbon is a chiral carbon, then these two are called what? Enantiomers. Oh, tane. If this is a chiral carbon, this compound is different, this compound is different. But these two are chiral, not a chiral carbon. So that's what these two compounds are same. But suppose if it is a chiral carbon, this is what? Enantiomer. If it is a D, it should be L. That's what this is called what? DL. DL also called what? Racemic mixture. So therefore, now question is like this. In SN1 reaction, if optically active haloalkane undergo SN1 reaction, it means if this is a optically active, it is actually not. But if this is a optically active haloalkane, if it is undergo SN1 reaction, then the product is what? Racemic mixture. One is a D, another must be L. So 50% D, 50% L. Then among DL, which is major? No one is major. Both are equal because it is a planar molecule. No. Since it is a planar molecule, our two groups attacks, OH group attack from equally both the sides. There is no any steric hindrance. If OH attack, there is no steric hindrance. If OH attack from this side, there is no steric hindrance. Therefore, two products are equally formed, D and L. That is called racemic mixture, which is optically inactive. Right? So therefore, let's say important points about SN1 reaction. I'll write in the form of characteristics. Right? Characteristics of SN1 reaction. Nothing but importance. Characteristics of SN1 reaction. Tell me, first characteristic, SN1 reaction takes place which kind of solvent? See, the solvent is important for SN1, SN2 because usually SN1 reaction takes place polar and protic. Then what is the meaning of polar and protic? Polar in the sense we understand it should have polarity. Dipole moment should be there. Then what is a protic? Protic in the sense the solvent which produces proton. Proton donor. Like water. Polar as well as it produces proton. Like acetic acid, alcohol, they are polar as well as they produce proton. So such kind of solvents are called what? Polar and protic solvent, like water, alcohol, acetic acid. These three are the polar and protic solvent. Therefore, first characteristic, SN1 reaction takes place. Okay, polar protic solvent. Next, 2. In SN1 reaction, if optically active haloalkane undergo SN1, what is the product? This is not optically active, but if it is optically active, you will get what? You will get 2 products. This is a one product, another product is what? If it is it should be L. That means if optically active haloalkane undergo SN1 reaction, it gives always racemic mixture which is optically inactive. Second point, if optically active haloalkanes undergo SN1 reaction, it forms racemic mixture which is optically inactive. Right, second characteristic. Third characteristic, then what is the order of reactivity? Or reactivity of SN1 reaction depends on what? Yes, the reactivity of SN1 reaction depends on carbocation because the formation of carbocation itself is what? RDS. Formation of carbocation itself is the RDS. Therefore, the reactivity of SN1 reaction or alkyl halide towards SN1 reaction depends on what? Stability of carbocation. Higher the stability of carbocation, more will be the reactivity. Therefore, if that is the case, what is the order of reactivity of haloalkane? Which haloalkane is more reactive? Tertiary, secondary, primary, and last is methyl X 321. Okay, if it is different alkyl halide, RI, RBR, isn't it? Because iodide can replace easily, no? RI greater than RBR greater than RCl or F, right? Therefore, next is order of reactivity of RX. Tertiary RX more, secondary RX, primary RX, and methyl X. If it is a different RX like RI is more reactive, RBR, then RCl, RF. So RI is more reactive because more bond length, less bond dissociation energy. Fourth characteristic. In fourth point, we study allylic halide and benzylic halide. See, allylic halide and benzylic halide, even though they are primary halides, but exceptionally they undergo SN1 reaction. Why? So why allylic halide, benzylic halide undergo SN1 reaction? For example, let us take it is a allylic chloride. Allylic chloride reacts with water, it undergo SN1 only. Why? So remember, in SN1 reaction you will get carbocation, no? Which carbocation comes here? Allylic carbocation. Allylic carbocation most stable, less stable? more stable because of resonance. How many RS? 2 RS. Similarly, benzylic halide, right? In benzylic halide, right, if it is undergo SN1 reaction, carbocation form. Which carbocation? Benzylic carbocation. Benzylic carbocation also exceptionally more stable because of 4 RS. But even though these two are what? Primary RX, it is also primary RX. Both are primary alkyl halide. Even though these two are primary alkyl halide, they exceptionally undergo SN1. Usually primary do not undergo SN1 because tertiary is more reactive, not primary. Primary least reactive. Even though both are primary, they exceptionally undergo SN1 because they form the stable carbocation, they undergo resonance. So therefore, fourth characteristic is allylic halide and benzylic halide undergo SN1 reaction. Allylic halide, benzylic halide undergo SN1 reaction even though they are primary alkyl halide. Even though they are primary alkyl halide because what? Because they form stable carbocation, no? Stable carbocation. Which carbocation? Allylic and benzylic carbocation. So these are the characteristics of SN1 reaction. SN2 reaction. Tell me. Now SN2 reaction is, it's quite opposite. If you understand SN1, it is quite opposite. Tell me. Now let me clear once again what is SN1 reaction. See, in SN1 reaction, rate of chemical reaction depends on what? Only Rx, the molar concentration of only substrate Rx, but not nucleophile. That's what, that is a unimolecular and order is 1. And SN1 reaction takes place how many steps? SN1 takes place 2 steps. Okay. Then now comes to SN2 reaction. What is SN2 reaction? SN2 reaction also property of alkyl halide. Alkyl halide plus Nu minus, okay, this Nu minus strong nucleophile replace the X minus or Nu and X minus. But tell me, what is the rate of reaction? The substitution reaction in which a rate of chemical reaction depends on both the concentration of Rx and nucleophile. Rate is depends on both the concentrations. So therefore, rate is directly proportional to what? Molar concentration of substrate and the molar concentration of Nu minus. And what is the rate equation? Rate equal to K into Rx concentration and Nu concentration. Okay, then tell me, what is the order and molecularity? Order is 2, molecularity also 2. Second order reaction and its molecularity 2. Let us see example. Hydrolysis of methyl chloride. Okay. Methyl chloride undergo hydrolysis reaction with water. It is in presence of polar aprotic solvent. It should be a polar but aprotic solvent, then what happened? This OH is replaced by, no, Cl replaced by OH. So the product will be like this. Wait, Cl is right side, their OH is comes left side. Okay, this is we understand with mechanism. Tell me mechanism. So what is the mechanism of SN2 reaction? So SN1 reaction takes place 2 steps now, whereas SN2 reaction takes place single step, right? So therefore SN2 reaction takes place in a single step. Okay, now let us take, it is a chloromethane, methyl chloride. Methyl chloride, now it is reacts with nucleophile is OH minus. Now tell me, now what happened in SN2 reaction? In SN2 reaction, this is a nucleophile, okay, it is nucleophile. Then what about this Cl minus? It is a leaving group which leaves the molecule, but it is also negative charge, it has negative charge. Now tell me, in SN2 reaction, our nucleophile attack the alkyl halide not from the same side of the leaving group, it attack from the back side of the leaving group or opposite side of the leaving group in presence of polar aprotic solvent, like aprotic solvent, polar aprotic solvent, like usually acetone or dimethyl sulfoxide, DMSO, which is called dimethyl sulfoxide. Therefore nucleophile attack the alkyl halide from the opposite side of the leaving group so that it form the intermediate, so it form the transition state, not intermediate. In the transition state there will be a 3 hydrogen, this chlorine partially bonded, OH also partially bonded with carbon, which is called a transition state. Right. Now here there is the important of transition state. What is the important? 1, hybridization, 2, its geometry. See here, nucleophile attack the alkyl halide from the opposite side of the leaving group, okay, so that nucleophile as well as leaving group both are partially bonded. It means nucleophile is not formed strong covalent bond. At the same time leaving group also not completely leave the molecule, both are partially bonded with the carbon atom so that it form the transition state. Then in transition state questions are based on this, it is highly unstable because transition state is imaginary state, but intermediates are not imaginary state. Intermediate can be prepared, of course less stable, it can be prepared. This cannot be prepared, it is just imaginary state. Okay, therefore now tell me, it is undergo sp2 hybridization like carbocation, then it is a pentavalent, yes or no? There are 5 carbon attached to 5 bonds, sp2 pentavalent, and its geometry is TBP, trigonal bipyramidal, like PCl5, pentavalent PCl5. But the difference is it is not sp3d, PCl5 sp3d, pentavalent TBP, but this is sp2 only, because in hybridization these 2 bonds are not considered. The bonds which are completely involved in bonding, those can be considered, no. That is the concept of hybridization. It is a partially bonded. So partially bonded electrons are not considered in hybridization. Therefore 1, 2, 3. So there are 3 bond pairs sp2. So therefore sp2 pentavalent TBP, trigonal bipyramidal, and of course highly unstable. Then since it is a unstable, what happened? This leaving group leave the molecule and nucleophile form the strong bond from the opposite side of the leaving group. Characteristics. So what are the characteristics of SN2 reaction? 1. It is takes place in polar aprotic solvent like CH3, C double bond O CH3, which is called acetone. One more is dimethyl sulfoxide. It is called DMSO, dimethyl sulfoxide. Dimethyl sulfoxide like acetone only. In place of carbon, S will be there. Okay, or dimethyl acetamide. Dimethyl acetamide, it is called DMA. Acetamide is CH3 C double bond O NH2, but dimethyl. So dimethyl acetamide. Even dimethyl formamide can also be taken. Dimethyl formamide, it is a DMF. Okay, DMF. So here formamide is formic acid, formamide, dimethyl. So therefore these are the polar but aprotic, they do not produce proton. One is acetone, but very commonly using is this only, acetone. Acetone is a polar aprotic. Sometime you can use DMSO, dimethyl sulfoxide. Next DMA, dimethyl acetamide, dimethyl formamide. Next, second characteristic. So second characteristic is, now see here, same characteristic. If optically active haloalkane undergo SN2 reaction, tell me, if optically active haloalkane undergo SN2 reaction, it forms what? It forms the product with inversion configuration, yes or no? You see, yeah, that is observed by Walden, hence it is called Walden inversion. You see here methyl chloride. In methyl chloride, it is not optically active. If you take optically active, where the chlorine? Right side. Right, after the product, where the OH comes? Left side. That means the configuration of molecule changes. Right, if the configuration of this molecule is like capital, what is it, capital R, it should be what? Capital S. Say configuration changes, I am not telling that rotation changes. Rotation change agbodu, change agaldange irbodu. Configuration bere, rotation bere. Configuration is capital D, capital L configuration. Small d, no, not small d, small l. Capital L, capital D, or capital S, capital R. SR configuration, no. RS configuration, DL configuration. Configuration ಮಾತ್ರ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, rotation ಅಲ್ಲ. For example ನೋಡಿ, ಇದೇ ಥರ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಭಾಳ ಜನ ಕನ್ಫ್ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗ್ತಾರೆ. If this haloalkane is dextrodatary, the haloalkane is dextrodatary, it is undergo SN2 reaction, the product is alcohol. Alcohol is what? Dextro, levo, both, none, are not predicted. See, if it is a dextrorotatory, it may be dextro, it may be levo. It cannot be predicted. So if ಇದು ಡೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ರೋ ಆದರೆ ಅದು ಡೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ರೋ ಆಗಬೇಕಂತ ಲೇವ್ ಆಗಬೇಕಂತ ರೂಲ್ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಡೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ರೋ ಆಗ್ಬೋದು, ಲೇವ್ ಆಗ್ಬೋದು. ವಾಟ್ ಚೇಂಜಸ್? ಕಾನ್ಫಿಗರೇಷನ್ ಚೇಂಜಸ್, ನಾಟ್ ರೊಟೇಷನ್. So if it is a capital D, it should be capital L. If it is a R, that should be S. DL configuration, RS configuration changes, but not rotation. Rotation may or may not, changes or may not change. So therefore, that's important. So second characteristic is, if optically active haloalkane undergo SN2 reaction, it forms the product with opposite configuration. Configuration, not rotation, with opposite configuration. It is called Walden inversion. So it was observed by Walden, hence it is called Walden inversion. Okay. Next, then what is the order of reactivity? Tell me. The order of reactivity of alkyl halide towards SN2 reaction is quite opposite to the SN1. Tell me, in SN1 tertiary more reactive. Why tertiary more reactive? Because tertiary carbocation is more stable. But in SN2 reaction, methyl halide is more reactive than primary, then secondary, then tertiary. Why methyl halide is more reactive? Because in SN2 reaction, the reactivity of alkyl halide depends on steric hindrance. For example, if you take methyl chloride, this methyl chloride is more reactive because this nucleophile can attack this carbon easily. Why? These three are the hydrogens. Hydrogens are small in size. If you take tertiary, it's supposed to be what? R, it should be R. If R group comes, R groups are bulky groups or larger groups. When R group comes, this nucleophile cannot attack so easily on this carbon because so this R group occupy the full of volume. The space between this, so that our nucleophile cannot attack so easily. That is called steric hindrance. That means SN2 reaction depends on steric hindrance. SN1 reactivity depends on stability of carbocation. Okay, questions are important. So therefore, now tell me, what is order of reactivity? Methyl X is more reactive. In methyl X, there are 3 hydrogens. 3 hydrogens are smaller size. Therefore, there is a minimum steric hindrance will be there in methyl X. Okay. Next is, if there are different alkyl halide, which is more reactive? RI or RF? ಎಲ್ಲ ಅಪೋಸಿಟ್ ಇರಬೇಕಂತ ರೂಲ್ ಇಲ್ಲ ತಾನೆ ನೋಡಿ. ಇನ್ ಆಲ್ ಆಲ್ಕೈಲ್ ಹ್ಯಾಲೈಡ್ in SN2 SN1, this X must be replaced, no? This X must be replaced by something nucleophile. Therefore, if this leaving group can leave easily, then attacking group can attack so easily. Therefore, which is more reactive? RI only, right? That order is same, and this point is not. Right, it is the characteristics of SN1 SN2 reaction. So write quickly differences between SN1 SN2. If you remember differences, I hope all the points can be covered. Bega SN1 SN2. Will you write? Okay, I'll explain, you write later. Tell me, first difference is rate equation, no? What is the rate equation? Rate equal to K into Rx. Here, rate equal to K into Rx and Nu, nucleophile. Now it is, what is order? Order is 1, molecularity 1, order 2, molecularity 2. Next 3. This reaction takes place how many steps? 2 steps. Here single step. 4. Solvent, it is a PP solvent, polar protic. This is a PA, polar aprotic solvent. Next, fifth one, if optically active haloalkanes are present, here what forms? Racemic mixture. Here inversion configuration. Yes or no? Any other differences? Stability. No, order of reactivity, not stability, reactivity. So what is the reactivity? 3, 2, 1. It is 1, 2, 3. Mate? Reactivity depends on stability of carbocation. Reactivity depends on steric hindrance. Okay. All the point discussed now, you can write it. Okay. Now let's see some important reactions. Examples. Come on, tell me. You write the product. I'll tell you how to identify the reaction, whether SN1 or SN2. It is aqueous NaOH. What is the meaning of aqueous? There is a solvent is water. If the solvent is water, it must be SN1. Therefore, it undergo SN1. But in last class, we have studied one more reaction. Do you remember? Yes. Ethyl chloride. No, not alcohol is this, sorry. Ethyl chloride. Ethyl chloride reacts with alcoholic KOH. Tell me. No, both are ethyl chloride. Ethyl chloride, ethyl chloride. Ethyl chloride, aqueous KOH or aqueous NaOH. It is a alcoholic KOH or alcoholic NaOH. Then what is the difference? This alcoholic NaOH, it is a elimination reaction. Which elimination? Dehydrohalogenation. You will get the alkene is the product. Then in case of aqueous KOH, SN1 reaction, what is the product? This Cl should be replaced by OH. But before that, we should remove Cl first. Then what do you get? Carbocation. Okay, this carbocation undergo no rearrangement because it is also same. Therefore, next is what? Attack of nucleophile. Then product is ethyl alcohol. So here ethyl alcohol, here is ethene. Now question is like this: CH3, CH2, Cl or Br, any halogen compounds. 1, it is a aqueous KOH. 2, alcoholic KOH. Write the product. Product A, product B. B is a, A is a ethyl alcohol, B is a ethene. Next, one more alcoholic, you want to tell? OH. Okay. Next is, then what is the function of these reagents? Aqueous KOH act as a what? Either nucleophile or means KOH. Here KOH minus. OH minus is what? Nucleophile. Since it is a nucleophile, it undergo nucleophilic substitution. Now this is also produce OH minus, but this OH is a base. No, this is have been studying. Because base remove the proton, alkene, nucleophile substitution, and this is a SN1 reaction, right? It is SN1 reaction. This is E1 reaction. Elimination 1 we study. Our next topic is that only, elimination. That is SN1, this is E1. So that is the basic difference between aqueous KOH, alcoholic KOH. Okay. Next. Write the product quickly.
Write the product quickly.
Okay, tell me tell me product here. You do like this. First remove this, you'll get carbocation here. Then there is a rearrangement, carbocation comes here, therefore OH comes here, right? That's it. Next here carbocation comes, primary carbon. The next is which shift? Hydride shift. Then OH comes here. Okay, next here methyl shift, then OH comes here. Next here there are two methyl and phenyl. Which shift? Phenyl shift, then OH comes here. Next here, so remove the OH, carbocation comes here. Then there is a rearrangement ಬರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ. Which rearrangement? Hydride shift. Then OH comes here. Tell me here. So remove this secondary carbocation. No rearrangement. ಯಾಕೆ ಅಲೈಲಿಕಾ ಬೆಂಜೈಲಿಕಾ ಬೆಂಜೈಲಿಕ್ ತಾನೇ it is CH2. You will get benzylic carbocation. Benzylic carbocation has 4 RS, which is more stable compared to secondary. So benzylic, then OH comes here. Next, same, remove the Br minus, carbocation, hydride shift, carbocation, then OH here. Next, say 5-membered, 4-membered. When 5-membered, 4-membered carbocation involvement is there, formation is there, you need to think of ring expansion, ring contraction. 5-membered ring, ring expansion. 4-membered ring, contraction. ಎರಡೇ ಬರೋದು ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ. ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಬೀನ್ ಸ್ಟಡಿಂಗ್ ಸೇಮ್ ಆಲ್ಕಹಾಲ್ ಅಂದರೆ OH ಬರಿತೀವಿ, ಹ್ಯಾಲೋ ಆಲ್ಕಿನ್ ಬರಿತೀವಿ, ಆಲ್ಕಿನ್ ಬರಿತೀವಿ, ಇದೇ ಥರ ಬರಿತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ದೇರ್ ಫಾರ್ ದ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ ಇಸ್ cyclohexane, which comes here. You will get CPM on CPM, which will be there. Yes or no? And tell me here, tell me. Now these three are the optically active compounds. Okay, if optically active compounds undergo SN1, how to identify SN1? How to identify SN1 reaction? Based on solvent. Polar protic solvent SN1, polar aprotic solvent SN2. So all three are SN1. Tell me, if it is SN1 reaction, what is the product? Now chlorine is which side? Right side. Now OH comes which side? One is this, another one is left side. Yes, you will get racemic mixture. This is a DL. Yes or no? Next, tell me this. Here, this carbon is a chiral carbon. On chiral carbon, bromine is there. So this bromine should be replaced by OH, H, and this OH may come same side or opposite side. If it is opposite, this is comes opposite. So again, this mixture is called what? Racemic mixture, DL. Optically active or inactive? Optically inactive. Tell me this. So all are racemic mixture. So these are the example for SN1 reaction.